The following program is a part of Black Squirrel Entertainment.
Who made a guest appearance at the Grammys?
And what 90s TV show is getting a revival?
Making Can't Feel Like Hollywood, this is The Blurb. Welcome back, everybody, to the season premiere of The Blurb. I'm your future Grammys host, Rocco Grassi.
And I'm your future Oscars presenter, Nick Keller.
What a week it's been. What a break it's been.
Yeah, there's so much that we could talk about, but we don't have time for.
We keep finding different Twitter articles just before this, and it's like it keeps adding up.
Yeah.
So
Might
we're
as well
going to
just hop
expand
into
it.
it.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, with a new year, it's a new season of nominations, and our first round of nominations is the Oscars. With Bowen Yang and Rachel Sennett introducing the categories and nominations, there were controversies and some not-so-surprising nominations. Some highlights are The Wild Robot, Weeknd, and The Brutalist being nominated for Best Score, A Different Man, Nosferatu for Best Makeup and Hair, and the coveted Best Picture Award, which got 10 nominations, including Wicked, Anora, Dune Part 2, and the controversial Amelia Perez, which had a record number of 13 nominations, one short of the record for the most nominations for a movie.
What's so crazy is that Amelia Perez is tied with The Godfather Part 2.
Yeah, Letterboxd would disagree.
Yeah, I disagree.
That sounds like most people do. So.
Well, if you've been following any movie news like we have, you've probably seen that esteemed director Sir Christopher Nolan next film will be an adaptation of the classic Greek mythology book, The Odyssey. You may know Nolan from films like The Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, and Oppenheimer. The film has also come with many casting announcements, including Tom Holland, who's rumored to be playing the lead. The film is also star-studded with such big names as Zendaya, Anne Hathaway, Matt Damon, Robert Pattinson, Jon Bernthal, Lupita Nyong'o, Elliot Page, and more. Many of these actors have worked with Nolan before, but for others, this will be their first time. The film is set to release in 2026 with Universal Pictures distributing.
Christopher Nolan doesn't really have a bad movie, so I'm very excited to see.
Yeah, I think that his style with such a classic story is gonna be really cool.
There's a lot to cover, so I'm excited to see kind of what he does with this.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the 67th Grammys took place on Sunday, and what a show it was. Throughout the night, the awards show teased a surprise performance throughout the night, and eventually, the CEO of the Recording Academy, Harvey Ray Mason Jr., came out and expressed a change in the voting system, like adding more diversity to the 13,000 voters, and namely, used a 2020 example of when The Weeknd boycotted the Grammys due to unfair treatment of artists and snubbing. Mason then revealed and introduced The Weeknd to be the surprise guest, where he sang Cry For Me and Timeless with Playboi Carti. There's plenty more to discuss on this, so stay tuned for more opinions from the cast about this iconic moment soon.
What a way to end your boycott.
Yeah, at least they were good songs.
It's true.
So.
It's true. Well, speaking of guest appearances, former One Direction star Louis Tomlinson surprised fans by giving a surprise appearance at his former bandmate Zayn Malik's concert at his Wednesday night LA show. Malik said during the concert, quote, "This is a kind of special night. I know an old friend of mine is here supporting me tonight." The singer added, quote, "I don't want to give away his location, but Louis is here tonight," end quote. Zayn even dedicated his last couple of songs, What I Am and Alienated, to his friend, and after the show ended, the pair was spotted leaving the venue together and entering a waiting car. This is their first public appearance together since the death of their bandmate Liam Payne's funeral a few months prior. I know the true 1D fans were absolutely floored by this fun appearance.
It's really nice that they're kind of coming more together over the last couple months.
Especially after everything that's
yeah,
going
for
on
sure.
with them,
It's cool. It's nice to see it.
Yeah.
Well, in more not fun news, Gracie Abrams is speaking out after a fan started a petition to replace the opening act for her upcoming tour dates, calling the move so wildly uncool and bizarre. The since-deleted petition, created under the name Dexter Morgan, read in part, quote, "Many fans, including myself, are baffled by the recent announcement. We are perplexed as we do not recognize her, and with less than 2 weeks till the tour, it's virtually impossible to familiarize ourselves with her slow-paced songs." Abrams clapped back at the news of the petition last week in a comment on an Instagram post from Stereogum saying, quote, "Just hearing about this absolute ridiculousness is so wildly uncool and bizarre, and also just does not remotely add up. I've only seen everyone's total excitement, and I couldn't be luckier or prouder to share a stage with this talented wonder. Stream everything she's ever made, whether or not you're coming to the show. Dora forever and ever."
That's really cool that she came out and,
Yeah, no, it's crazy to make a petition for not knowing an artist.
Yeah.
So she's justified in that. For
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
So.
Well, beloved supernatural drama series Buffy the Vampire Slayer is being eyed for a revival by Hulu. Sarah Michelle Gellar is rumored to be reprising her role as the titular Buffy Summers, with Oscar-winning director Chloe Zhao set to direct the pilot episode, who is a self-proclaimed lifelong Buffy fan. The reboot hails from Buffy the Vampire Slayer Studio 20th Television and Disney sibling Searchlight TV, where Zhao has been under a first-look deal. Beyond the pilot order, Deadline reports that the reboot is starting a writer's room soon, a sign that Hulu and these studios have high expectations for the project going to series. It is unclear yet whether other original Buffy cast members would return, but that is considered likely.
I personally haven't seen Buffy, but anything vampires is fair game for me. So.
Yeah, I really like Sarah Michelle Gellar.
That's fair. That would do it. Yeah,
I'll probably tune in. I'll probably try to catch up for it.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the Blurb has been working after hours until dawn for this next block. So hurry up, B-Block, for some discussions about the weekend.
Hey guys, welcome to Behind the Blurb, the show on the Blurb where we take a one-on-one interview of each members of the cast and crew and get to know just a little bit more about them. Going into this semester, we've had quite a lot of new faces, and today you get to meet one of them, including, please welcome, Laz Rogers.
Yeah, this is a lot more awkward than I thought it was going to be when I was thinking about what I was going. I didn't think about what I was going to do. I just did, which is it's either I overthink it or I absolutely think zero at all.
Yeah.
In every way, everything I do.
Fair enough. I wouldn't complain. You got a cheer from the crowd. It's all good.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Well, Laz, welcome. Welcome to the Blurb. How you feeling?
I will say a net positive.
A net positive.
Yeah, because, there's always that underlying anxiety and just, inner turmoil, but, it makes character or something.
Yeah, I totally get that. Well, now that you're here, you're obviously brand new to the Blurb, so I got some questions for you here.
All right, I like questions.
I hope you do. Anyway, so like we just established, you're obviously one of our newcomers on the Blurb. So I wanted to kind of ask you, how did you discover the Blurb, and what made you want to be a part of it?
The answer to both of those questions is Anne-Marie.
R.I.P. Anne-Marie. Not gone, just in a better
place. Yeah.
Well, not dead, just in a better place. If you were a celebrity for a day, a celebrity, not two, wink wonk. If you were a celebrity for a day, who would you be?
Okay, so in the bounds of celebrity, we are including YouTubers, huh?
100%.
Okay.
YouTubers are 100% also celebrities. I don't give a damn what people say.
Because I know that sometimes there's people like to have little rules about their answers. Like, are we talking traditional celebrity, or are we talking et cetera, et cetera? Anyway, that is actually a tough one because as much as I enjoy attention, I like to be in control of the attention that's on me. So if I had to pick a celebrity, honestly, I'd probably pick a freaking D-lister or something, because I don't like the a spotlight that I have no control over. That kind of just stresses me out, being so perceived. But if I had to pick a name, I mean, I hate that this was the first one that came to mind, but it's I feel like I would just want to be someone that's really funny and just get inside the head of someone who's so funny. And I don't know why, but the first one that came to mind was Jack Black. I don't know why, but I was I want to know how these people are so funny. I want to know their thought process. And I don't know if that's how it works, because if it's be a celebrity for a day, is it it's just my brain in their body or something? So would I be perceiving how their thoughts work? I don't know. But I guess that's my answer, is just someone really funny, and I would want to know how they're how that feels to just constantly have I don't know, do they constantly have jokes? Do they plan these and then do they obsessively plan their social interactions like I do and then have their funny moments pre-prepared? I don't know. I'm curious.
I mean, not gonna lie, I'm surprised you didn't say Daniel Howell or Philip Lester.
That's a good point. Honestly, I'd be so scared because I'd have to interact with the other one. I could not do that. I'm too scared. I'm too anxious for that. I'd have to interact with the other one, and I'd have to be able to pull off their insane, like, code speak that they do that is like, they just say random stuff that makes no sense. I don't think I could pull that off.
I mean, if you were them for a day, you in theory would just be not active on social media for that day.
Yeah, but I'd have to pull it off with the other one. The other one is what I'm talking about.
Okay,
I'd have to pull off, like,
just don't be around the other one.
they live together. That's not a thing.
Then
They
just
don't.
stay in your room or something. What?
I don't know, man. I don't think they do that.
Well,
I feel like
they just
they're
leave the
like,
house or
dude, they're like
something.
attached at the hip. If one of them like doesn't text for a day, I bet like I feel like the other one would have like a mental breakdown or something. I say this in jest. I know they can handle not speaking to each other for a day or so.
Les Rogers, everybody. We'll be right back for more programming.
Hurry Up Tomorrow is finally out. Oh my God, finally. Today, me and a couple of able connoisseurs are here, and we're going to discuss some thoughts on the most recent pop star's album, what went right and what went wrong. Yeah, so, Abel, am I right?
Oh, so true.
Does he make music? I kind of forgot what he does.
No, yeah, I mean, my weekend was good. Thanks for asking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, but yeah, elephant in the room. Hurry Up Tomorrow, finally out. I personally loved it. I
Yeah.
just want to throw that out
Yeah.
there. Personally loved the album a ton.
It was what I was hoping would be of the album. It was very much, it led up to the hype, and I think it maintained that.
Absolutely.
Even with its rocky, like, kind of, like, coming out.
Yeah, the singles were a bit interesting. Like, I mean, Dancing in the Flames, perfect, loved it. Wish it was on the album. I get it's an Apple ad, but like, you know.
Still, yeah.
We also had Timeless. I love Timeless. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. Like, I know some people might think it's AI. I hope it's not.
It's not AI.
I don't think it's AI. Also, I didn't like Sao Paulo.
I didn't like it either.
Thank you. I did not like it.
I think I understand what he was going for, but that style of music is typically more organic, and his instruments usually rely more on synths, and I think that it just didn't work.
It did not work. I don't think he worked on it. Lyrically, I thought it was bad. I also just didn't think it worked on the album in general.
I think two things. I think that that take is it's a very like neutral take. I feel like a lot of people did not like Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
Me personally, I've been a day one fan of Sao Paulo since it came out. I think a lot of the hate also stems from the music video being so weird and uncomfortable.
Yeah, I hated the
it was
music
a
video,
bad
but that's
music video.
completely unrelated from my
But
opinion.
I think a lot of people kind of came around. I was reading some like forums on the album's rollout, and a lot of people kind of agreed that like I think a lot of the transitions were like I Can't Sing and into I forget what the other one's called, but it was two transitions in between Sao Paulo that really kind of like brought it together and made it more like fit into the theme of the album.
Yeah.
But I think a standalone, it could like be a little jarring from the rest of the sounds of the album.
Although I think Sao Paulo was a little bit misplaced in the album. I think it could have been a little bit later, like maybe track 12,
Maybe.
13, 14.
It needed something else upbeat at the end of the album.
Right.
It was a very like it kind of like especially like after like Niagara Falls, it started to kind of get very like slow paced for me personally. I liked it. I did really like the album, and like it took me a couple listens to really kind of get past that second half of it. But I think putting Sao Paulo in a little later it made sense.
Yeah. I kind of want to talk about like the whole entire like album cover change, because originally we had that very bad cover.
Why is he looking up at me like that?
Very, very bad cover.
All the memes of that image.
It was, it looks horrible. It looks like the Ty Dolla $ign freestyle. Then we rebranded. And a lot of people hate it for some reason, but I like it. I think it's way better. I think it's a lot more cinematic. Yeah,
I am
yeah.
a big fan of the new album.
I really love it.
But
Like,
I also, sorry.
no, it's okay. Sure, it does look like he stubbed his toe, but I think it's pretty good.
It's real. I did like the duality of the theme of the original cover, where it was like with After Hours he was looking up, with Dawn FM he was looking straight into the camera, and then with Hurry Up Tomorrow he was looking like up, in like it was like coming full circle, where it's like instead of it being like an above shot, it was a below shot. And it's like it was three different perspectives, which I think was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Although my favorite album cover of his was Starboy.
It's a really
album
great
could
good
beat
cover.
that.
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna hate on me for this. Dawn FM's my favorite cover.
That's a very interesting take.
I think it looks amazing, and I think it fits perfectly with the album.
I like the alternate covers of it. That's the vinyl I have, at least, is
That
the
is a
Target
good,
alternate
yeah,
one.
vinyl
But,
cover's really good as well.
Yeah.
As far as the like entire album goes, does anyone have any like favorites about the album?
I think "Wake Me Up" was objectively my personal favorite. It had a very like Michael Jackson Thriller era vibe, and I mean, any song that Justice is put on is gonna be a peak.
Oh yeah. Joe, what about you?
I agree. I mean, I think that's exactly what we're looking for in a Weeknd track is that synthy, that poppy Michael Jackson sound. And it almost feels like he is a continuation of that legacy.
Absolutely. My favorite personally was the closing self-titled track, Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Yep.
Just mainly because I remembered in that moment too, this is the Weeknd's last album, and that track itself really like signified that like he was really saying goodbye, and that kind of got to me, especially too.
Yeah.
And well, fun lore about it, I assume you know about this, but that track, the ending note of that song transitions perfectly into the starting note of the first song ever released, which was too high for this, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool to bring back like that full circle kind of idea with his character of the Weeknd. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it was a really great closer, and it was kind of unexpected of like where the album was going to go, because I think a lot of people were thinking it was like this idea of like, okay, he's leaving in like a positive note, but it's more just like the rebirth of the cycle of like his issues.
Yeah. Did anyone want to comment anything like about like the release and like any like things he promoted, any like special promotions, anything like that? Because I do have a couple things I want to mention.
It was sloppy.
Sloppy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the message could have been spread a little bit more, a little bit better.
Yeah, that's okay. I did want to mention, like, I know some of the promos he did, like, for example, he did, like, a digital version of the album with 2 extra tracks on it. I know someone who downloaded those 2 tracks. He's back there. Shout out to our floor crew.
Wow.
But yeah.
Exclusive.
I hear you. I pre-ordered the vinyl, and I was a little annoyed that it wasn't the full album, but but the 2 bonus tracks are on it, so I can't complain too much. There is a 3rd bonus track that on the Pharrell version of the album, which I haven't heard of yet. But there was a lot of songs that were missing from the roll. Like "Dancing in the Flames" was a big one. I think "Heart Out" was the other one, or there was another song that was like a lot of people were talking about that wasn't on it. And I'm really curious as to where those are going to go, if they'll end up on streaming or like how that's going to kind of turn around at some point.
I wondered. Oh yeah, I wondered too. Yeah.
How did you feel about the Travis Scott feature?
I liked it.
I
I
loved
don't
it.
care.
Really?
I liked it. I'm sorry.
Was there controversy about it?
I personally, I think, you know, it overall had good reviews, but I think that the mixing was a little bit weird. I think that his voice was a little bit too deep. I think if they pitched it up like 1 octave, it would have been a lot better.
I don't know. I think his verse was actually like my favorite feature from the album besides Justice. It's something about his his voice and like how deep it was like kind of scratched my brain in a really nice way.
Okay.
And just like it was a very different like style from like the rest of the album, but I think I personally really liked it. It was I think one of my favorites.
You know what? I will say that it fit the contemplative nature of the album. The whole album felt like he was reflecting on his career, and the slow, you know, a little bit, you know, rappy vocals from Travis Scott really summarized that pretty well.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I also do want to mention the Lana Del Rey feature. That was probably my personal favorite, especially because it felt like really different from like what I'm used to, like her like poppy songs or even like her indie like folk stuff that she did recently. I think she also made herself up too from like Stargirl interlude in the past or stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it was a really solid mix of features. Like all the features felt very like they didn't just felt thrown in. I think it was a really nice blend of like artists, especially a lot of artists that are from his past albums. I think it was a really nice like kind of like overall idea.
I agree. They all made sense. Even Anita, which was my least favorite feature, but they all made sense in the context for sure.
No, I agree.
You do raise a good point.
I think overall the production of the album was outstanding.
Absolutely.
I actually
OPN and
heard,
Mike Dean.
I didn't really check the credits too much, but I heard a little bit of Kanye inspiration in the production, like
I forgot
modern
what song
Kanye.
that was. Oh my gosh. But yeah, there was a song that that Kanye was listening to, and there was a lot of like idea of like that Kanye produced that song.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally should know what it was, but yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All I'll say is OPN and Mike Dean cooked once again. Two of my favorite producers of all time coming in on this. There was like a great lineup of producers all around too. There are so many that just like, oh my God, wow, this is why it sounds so amazing. I feel like it's easily like up there for like the Weeknd's sonically best album.
No, I agree. It is a gorgeous piece, and it's a phenomenal trilogy.
Oh, absolutely. While we're kind of on like the Weeknd in general, anyone want to talk about like the Grammys appearance and what he did for the songs on the album?
I liked it. I was really satisfied with his Grammy appearance, as you heard.
Yeah, I mean, I used to always be like, yeah, Weeknd doesn't like the Grammys, because like at that point I'm like, okay, I have a reason to not respect the Grammys, so I'm gonna just follow my idol, my king. And then he kind of went back on. I'm like, Well, now, I don't know. Maybe I guess I have to kind of care now. Because I'll be honest. And I'll get into like it when we talk about something else later. But I'm not that big a fan of Grammys. But hey, my glorious King Abel, he finally dropped. You know what else dropped? It's something I just mentioned, the Grammy winners of 2025. After the break, we will be discussing the Grammys.
The 67th Grammys have happened, and with electric highs and bittersweet moments, we're here to dive deep into everything the biggest music award event had to offer. First of all, guys, how do we feel about it?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I really enjoyed this entire show. I feel like there was some robberies, but we'll get into that.
It was definitely better than past years.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
will say that.
It felt very healthy this time around. Like I felt like it was a good, enjoyable one. Like I feel like there weren't like any like real big snubs this year.
I disagree.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into it.
Just jump right into it, I guess.
Somebody has to come second place.
Can I make a personal just shout out? I think one of the stars of the night would be Doechii, winning the
yes.
best album. She had a phenomenal speech, some wonderful performances. I think she truly is one of the biggest artists that will be coming up into being one of the greatest over the next decade.
Yeah.
Like, she is like one of the like best entertainers. That, and like, also her music videos are just so creative and so like elaborate. I feel like music videos like in the past have been like, just not hers, just in general have been just lacking.
Yeah.
Like story and like drive, and I think hers actually has that.
Yeah, I agree.
She's kind of bringing back like that conscious sound that old school rap had.
Yes,
And I think she's doing it wonderfully as well.
I agree.
She's one of the, you can go ahead, sorry.
Okay, no, it's fine. I also think it's really cool that she's also a queer black woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that she's in a pretty genre, in a pretty big genre that's not always as accepting about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, and I think this was a really monumental and I think a really special award to be given to her. And I think I don't know. I mean, I mean, she's the one of three to get it after Miss Lauryn Hill and Cardi B. So I
feel
think
like,
that was
yes.
just.
I feel like in like the mainstream at least, she's like the first female like rap artist to actually bring something respectable to the genre. There are a bunch of people who are like not as known as Doechii that do that very much, but like as far as like her popularity, her status, especially with the Grammys too, I'm glad that someone like her got recognized.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right, especially with her creativity and like her lyrics that she's able to bring to the table, and I'm just like, okay, I can't stop listening to it. Like I love like every single one of her songs.
Her flow is very addictive.
It is,
To it.
especially in like some of her newer stuff, like Boiled Peanuts or like even like Denial's a River. It's just addicting to listen to.
It's very good.
Yeah, she's one of those people that you can listen to and you start to feel like you know her.
Yeah.
The lyrics are just that deep from the soul.
For sure. I want to also talk about, of course, the biggest talk being the best best album being Cowboy Carter by Beyonce.
Brad should have won.
I was expecting Brad.
No,
I was voting for Brad,
Hit me
but
hard,
I'm also
hit me-
very
hit me
happy.
hard.
I'm with you,
Soft.
Katie. I'm with you, Katie.
Billie Eilish.
I'm with
Billie
you, Katie.
Eilish.
Billie Eilish should have won
Okay,
that.
Billie
I'm so
Eilish,
sorry.
also.
No.
Billie Eilish, frankly.
No. Okay, so like we all knew Chapel wasn't gonna win because she's like brand new to like the whole thing. So like we knew that wasn't gonna happen. Taylor Swift, honestly, I would have been like, yup, rigged if she would have won it.
She didn't deserve it.
Billie Eilish
not at
deserved
all.
it. It's like the lyrics, the writing, the sound, like the production,
now,
everything.
I hear you, and it was a very good album, and it was an incredible album that deserves, I think, personally, record of the year because of the production, but also the absolute size that like albums like Brat, Short and Sweet, and Cowboy Carter had over the summer are very monumental in like the music industry itself because of how like Brat Summer being a thing and Short and Sweet's Espresso kind of taking over the summer. It's like that was such a dominating force of sound throughout the year that it's like Billie Eilish 100% deserves the credit. It was a phenomenal album, but I did not see it getting record of the year.
But the thing is like Short and Sweet, and also same thing with Brat. They still won awards for it.
Yeah.
Like Billie Eilish, she got nothing.
Billie
I
Eilish should've
stand
got
by it.
something.
The production on that album was incredible, and I think that she should have gotten record of the year best record. I think that's the album one. Yes, that was it. I think.
I just work here.
Hopefully.
There are all these different random words, and I like before we even came onto the show, me and Rocker were sitting and being like, what are these different things mean?
Right. No. Yeah. I think. I think also Chaperone winning Best New Artist is a very obvious one.
Yeah, I don't feel like she should get that because even she herself is like, wait, I'm new? Because like she didn't start out like that
So
recent.
actually, the way that new works is like if you submit yourself, it has to be within so many years of like your popularity and your growth. Then you can't submit yourself more than 3 times. That was her first time
Really?
ever submitting. So that's why she got
Huh.
it. Whereas like this is going to be Sabrina Carpenter's. I don't know if this was her first. I don't know if this
Second
was.
or
I think
third.
yeah.
Because
So that
she's
might
done
have
it a
been.
couple
Oh, yeah,
times.
I think she's
Even
on her way out with Best New Artist.
Sabrina is not a new artist. She's
Not
been
anymore.
on the
I think
field.
she's submitted herself too many times now.
So.
Well, to be fair, this is her first summer as what we might call a household name.
Yep.
And I think that constitutes as
Yeah.
being a new artist in a
Sabrina
way.
Carpenter was multiple tours, multiple albums deep, and already as
Mm.
Sword Chapel Roan kind of got that popularity and was becoming that like stardom level this summer.
Right, and like I can go on and on about Chapel because especially since she's just like your typical Midwest girl. She came out of like literally nothing. Like literally, I remember one of like the first videos I ever saw of her was literally like performing on a street corner with a piano, and like 3 people stopped and listened to her.
I do want to mention Best Duo going to Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga's Die with a Smile.
Deserved.
Yeah, I
Solid.
see it. I see it.
I like that one.
Bruno
feel like that
only
was-
makes gold.
Yeah.
Only.
Yeah, like that new song Fat, Juicy, and Wet. Incredible.
Broke
Okay.
Bruno, I'm
He
here
made, he has one
forever.
exception.
Brunino, like
But, you know,
broke Bruno Mars forever.
he cannot miss.
Didn't Not Like Us win some stuff?
Not
lot.
Like Us won 2
Oh,
awards,
yeah.
Best Record and Best Song of the Year.
Was it also best music video or am
It
I
won some
mistaken?
other stuff, yeah.
I
Best music
believe,
video.
was it
Yeah.
music video?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so. Which
There's
is
a lot to be
so
said about
deserved
that.
on
Yeah.
all three.
Yeah.
I think Song of the Year makes sense. Record of the Year, I get it. Mustard on the Beat was incredible. I think Valera should have gotten that one. I stand by it. That
like
is my
I'm
opinion.
sorry, Birds of a Feather. I'm sorry, that
Not
should have
Like
gotten
Us.
something.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
fair.
think about the impact that Not Like Us had.
Dude, they were
And-
playing it at funerals.
Yeah, exactly. It's everywhere.
They were
song
playing it at
everywhere.
funerals.
I'm sorry?
Yes, I'm not joking.
You know what's
What?
genius? though?
Yes.
They were loose on the copyright restrictions, so pretty much anybody could use the song.
Anybody could
my
use the
gosh.
song. It was
Right.
out there.
Alright.
It was literally became one of the biggest Kendrick songs. It was like a household song.
Yeah.
People didn't even a lot of people didn't even really like, because they knew about Kendrick, but like this is when they, oh wait, I know Kendrick now, and they were like bumping it everywhere. It became annoying to hear at some points, which is interesting for a Kendrick song.
Somebody needs to
Right.
check on Drake.
It's like, oh, are you
After the
gay?
Super Bowl, we might need to.
Imagine like he's at the Grammys and he's hearing like the lyrics, like the explicit lyrics about him being played on the
Yeah.
speaker of the
So
Grammys, which is
bad.
what
People
they
are just
did.
dancing to it like it's
I
normal.
know.
That's so bad.
And he came out. I don't know if you noticed the outfit, but they call that a Canadian tuxedo, the
Exactly.
jeans, or the denim. I mean. So I think that's just another jab. It's interesting that he can do that.
Also note of the some of the performances that happened that night. If there's any like Charlie XCX was a big one. I know a lot of the new artists I think was performing, where it was like Teddy Swims and Doechii were kind of like these artists, and Benson Boone were coming out and performing these songs. Were there any standout performances for you guys? Chapel Roan?
I already mentioned The Weeknd, and I'd
The
say that
Weeknd.
would be my standout. So.
Yeah, that was a
saw-
solid surprise.
I really liked Charlie XCX's performance.
I did love
one
the
was great.
performance.
I'm gonna go Chapel Roan because I mean the giant pink pony while she's singing Pink Pony Club.
fair.
I mean that's iconic.
That's
That
fair.
was iconic.
Teddy Swim's got a golden voice.
Yeah, no, he's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
outstanding.
Yeah.
Super powerful.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was just a very solid, good album. Performance that night.
Yeah.
Also, during the commercials, MasterCard premiered Lady Gaga's new single.
I love Abracadabra.
and it banged.
It was really good.
I'm obsessed. I'm gonna this is gonna be my new obsession. March 7th, when her album drops, I'm gonna be obsessed. That's what I'm gonna be on about.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm sure we'll be talking about that soon. But overall, like, how do we feel about this Grammys? Solid?
I think this is a better year than others for sure.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I definitely
Yeah.
agree with that. Especially since this is the first time in a really long time Taylor Swift hasn't won a
Yeah,
Grammy.
I'm fine about that. We don't need her.
I'm glad she
Yeah,
didn't announce
no,
anything. I was
no.
really hoping she wouldn't. So
That's actually really surprising me that she went 0 for 0 for 0 for everything.
Honestly, I mean, I'm sorry for those in the control room. I don't think that it's a very
It's
strong
not
of an
deserved.
album.
I'm sorry. She's got
It's
so
not that
much
strong
fame,
of an
so much
album.
popularity. She won so
Like-
many in the past.
like-
Let Chap have it. Let Charlie have it. Let
Yeah, it's
everyone.
definitely their time. Like Taylor still is gonna make great music. She's gonna continue making music.
she's had her stardom. You
But-
know, it's time to settle down a little
It's definitely Sabrina's, Chapel's.
It's everyone else's year.
Th-
I'm
their
sorry.
time.
Yeah.
And her last album sucked. I'm sorry. I had to
did.
say it.
3 songs are the only songs I don't skip.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I've never been a Taylor fan.
Me
That's
neither.
fair.
She's got like
Well,
2 or 3 good songs that I
That's
like,
real.
but
That's fair. Well, with all of these nominations, it reminds us how fast these award ceremonies arrive, such as the Oscars. One notable movie studio is A24, an ever-rising popular indie studio. So don't go anywhere because we'll be talking about the hits and misses of A24 right after the break.
let me tell you something. I haven't been able to stop thinking about the first time I saw the TV Glow. I mean, I saw the movie, I saw the TV Glow. It's such an amazing art film, and fun fact, the KSU Horror Collective recommended it to our members. I'm sure A24 films impacted people in so many ways, but that is not all there is there? Join us as we take a look at A24's artsy and unique films, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I love A24, man. It's good.
Oh yeah.
4 is like probably my favorite production. Like
We were yapping about it in our class.
we literally were.
Do they miss? Probably.
I'm sure they've had a few, but I probably haven't seen the flops.
Yeah.
I would say some flops would be like, I want to say the X trilogy in some ways, but just a few of their films though. I mostly like all of them, but I think Maxine might be the worst one. I did enjoy that one a lot though.
Yeah,
but
I think even in its
That's
highs
what-
and its lows, A24 has a way of capturing this like raw beauty in all their films, whether it's through their scenes or their soundtracks or scoring. Everything they do is just very right, even if the storytelling isn't all there.
Like the cinematography for every single one of them just looks
Gorgeous.
gorgeous.
You can tell that they care very deeply about their stuff. Fun fact, Euphoria, the TV show, is produced by A24.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Nice.
What was everyone's first A24 movie, if you guys can remember it?
I
Midsommar.
remember mine. Good one, but that I did not start with Midsummer, and I'm glad I didn't. Otherwise, I probably would have never come back. Love Midsummer, but wow, you can't not go into that blind. My first one was The Witch with Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
Yep.
I love that movie, to be honest. Did anyone else hear about the behind the scene of that movie, that the goat was causing trouble
Yeah.
for the
The
set?
goat was like violent on set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
kind of crazy.
Peter, what's your first
For
one?
me, I'm pretty sure it was like The Lighthouse, and I thought
Good one.
it was like pretty decent. But like the first like film that like got me like fully into like A24 was The Iron Claw, because I just
Okay, so you're fresh into it. Okay.
yeah.
Did you say what your first one was?
I think it was honestly Midsummer.
Yo,
Now that I'm thinking about it,
Midsommar.
I think that was the first like actual technical A24 movie I saw. I think Everything Everywhere All at Once was one that I knew was like A24 going into
Oscar
it.
winning Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh yeah.
Such a good film.
I haven't seen that film, to
You're
be
missing
honest.
out.
I think I'm missing out, and everyone on the internet is talking about like, hey, we have this thing called the multiverse fatigue because of Marvel. It's just happened to be like, you know.
I think Everything Everywhere All at Once's take on the multiverse, so it's not as like broad, and it's not like as like this is the multiverse. It's like it's a subtle way, and it doesn't just necessarily like it's not the only part of the story that has like meaning. And I think it's a really beautiful way of kind of taking on that narrative and story, even when it was getting washed out because of Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of the multiverse fatigue like at all. So okay.
Really quick, you and I saw Heretic.
Ooh.
Not together, but we both saw Heretic.
I liked it. A lot of people didn't like it.
I liked Heretic a lot.
I really liked Heretic.
I thought it was very good commentary,
Yeah.
stuff like that. As A24 always does,
Oh,
guys.
honestly, the soundtrack was incredible.
Hugh Grant was cool.
Everything
Thatcher.
Hugh Grant is in, I love.
Yeah.
Like I was looking forward to it for Hugh Grant personally.
Yeah.
So I think he brought his A game for it. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I personally love like going to the theaters and just watching like films by myself.
Yeah.
And one of the most notable ones for me from A24 that I went and watched by myself was Talk to Me.
Oh.
That film was so good.
I'm coming out. I haven't seen Talk to Me yet.
To me, it's okay. It was
I haven't
fine.
seen it either, but like I said, the one that stuck with me the most is probably I saw the TV Glow. I mean, Midsommar is like really impactful for me too, because I have experience working with Swedish people. They're not like in the films like
Oh,
that
that's
also.
good.
So
I mean, you're here.
Scared me
so-
for a second.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
so
You're here alive, so.
yeah, but I saw the TV Glow is such a good film in terms of like trans representation, and I like that they go with the extra dimensional storytelling to make it more surreal and whatnot, and I really love it. And it's kind of a tragic movie too, because considering what happened to
Messed
the
me
main-
up, dude.
I've yet to see it.
I watched it because it was on Max.
Oh yeah, so
And I watched it, and I'll be honest, I didn't get it, but I'm not supposed to. That's a movie
Same.
for trans people, but I still liked it.
That's
Yeah.
I thought it was a very good story, really telling of what the writer-director was going with, and I thought it was great. Justice Smith was awesome in it, too.
my friend explained the plot to me, and after that I was just like, oh my god, this is really, really sad. And
Yeah.
I went back home and just cry before going to bed because of that.
What were you going to say?
Did anyone here see Lady Bird by chance?
Yes.
I've seen it like a million times.
So, my hot take is I think it's Greta Gerwig's worst movie.
Okay. And
I
what is
wouldn't
her
go as
best?
far as worst.
Little Women.
Okay.
I
Is it
respect
also
that.
A24? Is Greta
No.
Gerwig- Okay.
Oh,
I'm sure.
No.
Because then Priscilla is, isn't it?
Priscilla's good. I like Priscilla.
It was fine. I think it was alright.
Oh, no, I didn't hate it. I don't think it was the best thing ever.
That's fair.
But I liked
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I liked it a lot.
I get it.
I think it's good that her story was getting told.
Yeah.
What-
Agreed.
What do you think of the X trilogy, by the way?
Okay, so I'll let other people talk, I promise. I
It's your blog,
loved X. I loved Pearl even more. Was pretty disappointed with Maxine. I didn't hate it. I thought it was still decent, but it could have been better.
I
Yeah,
had I had the beautiful, wonderful experience of experiencing Maxine in Los Angeles at the time when it came
Oh,
out.
I
So
remember you
it
telling
was
me about
very
this.
much like in the moment of it.
Yeah.
I think it was overhated. I think it is the worst of the trilogy, but I did really like it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's a strong trilogy. Personally.
I was gonna say one film
Final
that to
thoughts.
note is kind of Death of a Unicorn. That's like upcoming in March.
That looks cool.
It literally
Yeah, it
has Jenna
does.
Ortega. It has what is his name?
Martin
Rudd.
Freeman.
Yes. It also has the guy who played Ant-Man in it. What is I can't
Paul
remember.
Rudd.
Paul
I'm so
Rudd,
bad at
yeah.
names. But yeah, it's that trailer looks so good.
very
Like A24 has such unique takes on like stories and the
Well-
way they present them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's great, Katie. I guess that's all. That proves that A24 is a powerhouse in the film industry, despite its ups and downs. Some would even say that many of them are Oscar worthy. Next up on the blurb is us being silly and trying to predict the Oscar. See you after the break.
Oh, anyways. Oh, wrong show. Okay, anyways. Welcome back to the blurb. I am Katie, and today we are going to be joined by Andy and Peter to make our predictions about what the Oscars is going to bring. I picked some of the top categories for us film connoisseurs to make our predictions. All of this, so later in the season, we can compare our notes to see who should work for the Academy. Let's start with actor in a leading role. Who do we got?
I want to say Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley, I think that's her name, from The Substance. I don't know if that film is nominated like at all, but I think it deserves an Oscar for something because that movie is just really great. It is disgusting in some scenes, but still, like, it's a great movie.
What about you, Peter? What do you think?
For me, for actor or leading role, I really want Cynthia Erivo in because she was so amazing in Wicked. Like, so amazing.
I so agree with that. So, my best actor take, this is not going to be either of these. I'm going to say Sebastian Stan or Timothée Chalamet.
Ooh, yeah.
One of those two.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hate to say it, but I think Sebastian Stan might take this one. The way that he just fully encompassed Donald Trump was scary.
I haven't seen that one per se,
Yeah,
but
neither have I, but I heard he was good.
I heard like the film really like was a really interesting experience for him. So I might see that one someday. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, and actress. I know you said Cynthia. Who do you got for best actress?
Oh. oh. That's my bad. I did say Margaret Qualley and
Yeah,
Demi
that got
Moore for
lost.
best actor, but it's supposed to be best actress. But it's fine. I guess I'll say my best actor. I watched a bit of Dune Part 2 a little bit today, actually, and I think Timothée Chalamet should win for that, because like Dune is, I love the Dune series. I still think that I should like be able to see the future, because I like spicy food and they talk about spice a lot in that thing.
Anytime someone says Timothée Chalamet, I always think of the one joke of like, oh, it sounds like Timothée Chalamet. And I was like, okay, I can't take this any more of it seriously. Honestly, what I had put down for best actress was Cynthia Erivo. I mean, Wicked was amazing. I understand everyone's like, oh, Ariana Grande should do that. I'm sorry. Ariana Grande, I understand that how well she did in Wicked, but I think that Cynthia actually, like, I don't want to say carried, but I'm going to anyway, carried that film.
Yeah. Well, for me, for actor, I agree with you. Timothy should take it, and especially since like he was so amazing and a complete unknown, and like I even forgot like he was Timothy Chalamet because he was doing so well, such a good job playing Bob Dylan.
Oh right, that came out, didn't it? I haven't seen that one per se, but I think I should check it out because I love Timothée Chalamet and stuff like I said, Dune. And another one that I like of his film is called Bones and All, but that's not from this year.
Like when these like sorts of like award shows kind of come up, you can start to see like actors' ranges and like actually see what they're like actually capable of. And Timothée Chalamet, like every single year, every single film that he's in, he just like puts it all out there. Whether if it's Dune, whether like it's any other project, he has such a good range.
I agree.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yep.
Well, what do we think about cinematography for? I know for this class it's kind of hard to kind of choose. We kind of already mentioned Dune 2. I have another film in mind, but I would love to hear from you, Peter. What do you think about cinematography for the Oscars?
I really want to say Dune, but Nosferatu, I think that is like easily like some of the best cinematography I've seen in cinema. So I think that might take it.
And what about you, Andy? I know we mentioned Dune a little bit ago. Do we feel like the cinematography held up within that, or was it just more the characters?
I think Dune has such an amazing cinematography, but I don't know. I want to stick with the substance because I just freaking love that film like a lot. Like it's such a good film. I mean, during the third act, I was like, and my friend laughed at me because my reaction was so funny. So like it was an experience. So yeah.
I personally also have Nosferatu down as for cinematography, though just the way that it looked and it was able to like encompass those characters. Dune 2 is also a pretty good one as well. I'm not gonna like shake it off or anything, but like for being able to have these different like unique stories, especially like the substance. It's very interesting how they play these off.
Yeah.
So what do we think about visual effects?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I'm personally for visual effects. I'm leaning towards either. I have three options because I can't make up my mind. Okay, so you guys can help me decide so that way we can see. Alien, Wicked, Dune.
I gotta say Dune. Dune,
I
I'm
want to
sorry.
say Alien, Alien Romulus. Like, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but like, I've seen the effects for that, and I'm so glad that they went back to just actors in suits for the xenomorphs and all the alien creatures. Well, some of them are like, I'm so glad they went back to practical. Yeah. Also, note for me, the substance also has really good practical effects too. So like, I just love practical effects. I mean, Dune looks amazing, but CGI sometimes cannot beat practical. So yeah.
I completely agree with that. I am the type of person, I have to have the practical effects. To me, they just look, I don't know, nicer, I guess is a way. What do you think out of those?
I'm still gonna stick with Dune.
Still gonna stick with Dune.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine. And this is the big hitter. What do we think? Best Picture. A lot of good options on here.
For me, Wicked, because the Oscars do love musicals.
That is so true.
Oh, I want to say Dune Part 2 because the Dune franchise has been notorious for being hard to adapt, and I think Denis Villeneuve like really captured the stuff from the books. I know a lot of things are different, like Baron Harkonnen talking a lot less, because in the books he wouldn't shut up like at all. So
Yeah.
and even Stellan Skarsgård, the person who plays Baron Harkonnen, he also complains about that. He said the book didn't help him at all. So
I personally am going to choose Wicked, but unfortunately that's all the time we have for the blurb tonight for you. But be sure to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube at BSC The Blurb to see more of our beautiful faces. And to get more of that celebrity by tuning back in next Tuesday, 8 p.m. for more Hollywood at Kent. Have a great night, Portage County.